Oh, you guys, I have so much stuff piled up around me. I hope I don't forget anything as we're doing the fun stuff. I had meant to come back last week, but I inadvertently scheduled a dentist appointment late in the afternoon last Tuesday, and nobody wanted to watch me talking to you with half my face frozen because we had to replace a filling that had cracked and was coming out and not behaving properly as it should. But I think I've got everything organized. I don't even remember what I was doing 3 weeks ago, so it'll be a surprise to everybody. Hi, my name is Kay, and this is my Cave of Possibilities. I have yarny nitty wonderful stuff to the left of me, cross-stitch stuff over there to the right of me, and here I am, stuck in the middle with you. I brought in a new little a box of stuff that I ordered that's not cross-stitch related, so it doesn't matter. Anyway, Princess is over there inspecting the box, as is her duty as the main princess in the house, and I just realized I left my backer board up there. So pause. Nice backer board acquired. We can proceed as usual. So we'll start with the finishes. Can't remember if I showed this to you last time or not. This is a freebie from Primrose Cottage from last year in 2025 sometime. It's probably been released again so you can purchase it, but when I downloaded it, it was a freebie. This is Love Grows Here. Cute little house, a nice springy design. Cute, cute. I stitched it with the called for colors. It's on a 32 count ice blue by Wichelt. 2/2 strands of floss over 2 linen threads, and it turned out really quite cute. I had been working on this one at work, so it has been my primary work project. The next thing I have been working on is the Summer Blessings freebie from Primrose Cottage as my outwork project, and I am just kind of moving along nicely with this one. Do a little bit every day, eventually it'll get done. Using the I bought the kit, so I had the called for flosses, and this is a 32 count toasted mallow from number 12 Stitch Co. And it is a really, really nice fabric. Not crunchy, moves easily, but secure enough, tight enough, good weave, so your threads aren't slipping around left, right, upside down, anywhere you look. And so that is really coming along nicely. Once again, 2 flosses over 2 linen threads. I might get this done by the time I talk to you guys next time, seeing as it's really just the at-work lunch project. I think I'm just gonna put it back in its bag real quick so that it's ready for me to take back to work tomorrow morning. Okay, you kitty's in the way. The next, are we surprised? We shouldn't be. No, stop it. Please stop. No. The next thing I'm going to show you, but hasn't been the next thing I stitched on, is I started the 4th of July round the other day and have been working on this a little bit here and there. And let's see, which way is up? This way is up. This is on, I have to turn it over. I wrote it on the bottom of the pattern size of that. This is on 32 count Winter's Brew by R&R, and it was just a little 9x9 scrap of fabric that I got in a stitchy box way back in like 2018, 2017. That was when I was subscribed to the stitchy box. I have worked a bit on the mostly blue. I put in most of the blue, and then I started doing some of the red. So that's kind of where I'm at, just getting my foundations put in as I stitch around. This also is using the called for threads, which they're the Valdani ones, and they're okay. I'm not a big fan of how sharply the blue changes color from the darker to the lighter. There's no transition phase, it's a sharp cut from dark to light. And so I prefer one that fades a little bit better, easier than that. So there is that. Coming along nicely, which I think I say about everything. Everything's coming along nicely. Put that over here. The Valdani flosses were wrapped up in such a way that they weren't going to stay in their fold, and so I did take them out and wrap them, cut them all up, and put them on floss tags. Cute little red, white, and blue floss tags. So the red one's on the red, the blue one's on the blue, the white's on the white. I'll show you where those came from in another moment or two. Alright, the next little stitchy project I have to show you. This is another one. I can't remember if I showed this to you or not, or if the progress was added before or after, just because it's been chaotic. Pansy Garden, right here. I love it. I haven't worked on it for a while, and I don't know why. Mostly because Palia, which is a free MMO style game that is sort of a cross between Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley, and World of Warcraft, but with no dungeons, has released an update, and so most evenings I wander over to Palia and play around on my little farm and just kind of do whatever. It's been really nice and relaxing. So that's what's been taking over my evening stitching time. So I haven't been stitching a lot, but I've been enjoying Palia. Right. Okay. So here we are. This is probably going to require 2 hands. It's coming along so nice. I added the 3 rows of specialty stitch bands. They're below the verse. So here down, I accidentally managed to put the first word after thy in the wrong place. So I needed to pick all that out, and it's 1 over 1, so it was a kind of a pain to pick out, but I finally managed to do it. This is on a 36 count linen. This is from Red Thicket Fabrics, and it is Wisteria. So that is that, and so I am stitching it with 1 silk floss over 2 threads. I am using the called for threads, and it took quite a while to get all the Glorianas put together. I ordered from 4 different online shops to get them all, and then my friend Sarah King, she was just getting ready to start this. She was ordering all the flosses as well, and I think she's going to have to order from 5 because the 4 shops that I used, somebody was out of something that I was able to buy, and so she's going to have to buy from even more stores than what I had to buy from. Wow! Okay, speaking of Sarah, and we'll end up speaking of Brooke, on June 13th, Brooke held her Stars, Stripes, and Stitching one-day retreat up at the Courtyard Marriott in Layton, and we had a grand old time. About 30 ladies, we estimate, came to the party, and so I started on this June's freebie from Primrose Cottage. So this is Sweetly Saying 4th of July. I had started it, and Sarah had started it too, so we were stitching along at the same time, and I've gone ahead and managed to finish it. I think it turned out really quite nicely. I used the call for flosses. I just bought the kit with the floss and the fabric and everything, and I don't like this Murano Lugana. This is in taupe, but the fabric I've tried different needles, I've tried many different things. The fabric is what shreds the floss. And so after a bit, your floss is just a mess and it's all over the place, and you know, I have to cut the tail a couple times because it's becoming frayed and a pain in the butt. Go over there, cat. Leave me alone. Cats. She's into everything. Anyway, so I am not a fan of the Murano Lugana. I don't like using it. It shreds my floss, and I don't like that. This is color and cotton flosses. I think it turned out really nice. So when I finish this one, that is when I started working on the other, the 4th of July round. And since I usually don't start and stitch 4th of July stuff, this is like this will be like the 3rd, and then the round will be the 4th of July thing I've ever stitched. So there is that. Things from the retreat, like I say, it was a good time. We had a grand time. I sat with friends Sarah and Holly and Andrea, and Lisa was over here. And then we met new friends Linda and it's either Janet or Janice. Her name started with a J, and she was a delight. And me with my stupid naming and whatnot, I did not catch it. And there goes the automatic litter box. We're just going to pause and wait for that to run its course so you don't have to listen to the motor humming in the background. Alright, litter box has run its course. Packaged in this cute little box of stars was our pattern for the retreat, Yankee Doodle from Pickle Barrel Designs, all kitted up with the DMCs, plus Summer Red Thicket Fabric provided fabric for it to be stitched on, and a little cut of fabric, whoop, there we go, for finishing off on the back. Also we have, I'm not going to take it out of the little bag, we got a bag full of trims, couple different ribbons to finish it off with, and then down there in the corner is a button of oh my goodness, a bag of buttons, not a button of bags. What would a button of bags look like, do you suppose? Here is a cute little thing with 3 little duckies, some stickers. This is a little notepad and a pin. I should have turned in the little duckies for a prize. I didn't even think to look in the box to see if there were any duckies to turn in for one of the random prizes. That doesn't matter. And a little bag full of candies and munchies and yummy yums. And so, yes, I am a little surprised that the candy and the munchies and the yummy yums have not been eaten yet. Mostly because they've been in the bag and I haven't been thinking about them. So now they'll be out of the bag and I will be thinking about them and they will be eaten. All the promises. Okay, I won one of the door prizes. I cannot be more thrilled about it. I won a tin of the Etoile. It's really cool. I hear various rumors that they've discontinued the Etoile, or maybe it's just that, well, Michael's doesn't carry it, and I don't think the Hobby Lobby carries it either, so you kind of have to look in specialty places to find it. So I'm really excited about this. This will be a fun little addition to the stash. And, oh, Shannon, who is one of our good friends in the local stitchy group that I go to, she has an Etsy shop called the Stitching Gnome. She does needle minders and floss drops and other stitching accoutrement, and her mother hand makes cute little gnomies stand-ups. So that's why it's Stitching Gnome, stitching and gnome. And so she gave us this cute little needle minder. Got a little thing of lotion, that's good lotion, gotten that before. And she printed us all up some of these floss tags, and so I used some of the tags to put my Valdani flosses on that I showed you earlier. I told her it was absolutely fortuitous that she had the flosses for us because just the night before I had been trolling the old Etsy looking for floss drops, so that was a delight. very, very, very fortuitous. Brooke is already planning her next retreat. It's going to be Spooky Stitches and Fall Finishes. It will once again be in the Courtyard Marriott up in Layton. Here is, I think, all the information that you need. I am planning on going. I need to get my registration fee over to Brooke, but we're waiting till the beginning of the month after the paycheck drops because it's the end of the month, and like most of us, we've been a little enthusiastic with our spending. So we're not broke. It's fine. We just have a hard time saving if it's not earmarked for saving. Okay, so that is that. Last thing, sort of in conjunction with the retreat, but not directly related to it, is Candace. I gave Candace a whole bunch of little nativity stitches. These little guys, and she finished them all for me. So here is Mary and Joseph. We have a shepherd and another shepherd. Here is, we have two of the wise men who are kneeling. We have, here's our last wise man. He is standing. And a cute little cow. How can you not love the cow? And last of all, a wee donkey and a wee sheepy sheep. If you want a whole herd of sheep, you can get your herd of sheep. So these are, it is a Mill Hill kit, and so, not a kit, a Mill Hill book. And it's all very heavily beaded. And these have been in my stash, or in my under the bed box, to get finished for a long, long time because I was just terrified of getting them finished into stand-ups. And Candace says she was terrified of actually doing the finishing for them. She's had them since January, I think, before she read enough and finally was brave enough to go ahead and finish them. And I think, they came out so well. I am looking forward to Christmas coming so we can set them out on the credenza TV thingy and have my little cross-stitched little guys there. I have got a few things, well, one thing in the mail, and that is the Color and Cotton Soft Neutrals Fabric of the Month Club. This month it is Golden Oak. It's a lovely, soft brownie tan. Brownie tan, that's great descriptors there. Anyway, it looks really quite nice. And I think I might do one of the patterns from the latest Sip and Stitch box on it. And the last little bit of fabric I have is from Red Thicket. Right? And this is Meg, a nice, slightly blue-purple, but in the medium range, not super saturated. I thought it was really, really pretty. On Juneteenth, so I was off work, Summer needed some help getting ready for a retreat that she will be going to this weekend. She's going up to Sheridan, Wyoming, for the Cross Stitch Emporium. They're holding their first retreat, and so she's going to be up there with a whole bunch of her fabrics. The Cross Stitch Emporium carries a selection of her fabrics, so if you're looking for something, go check them out as well. Summer has her own webpage. You can always check her out. She mostly dyes to order. Her turnaround time, I understand, is really, really fast. Anyway, Summer needed help getting ready for the retreat, and so I said I'll come out and help. So I went up and I serged bits of fabric for about 4 hours, and so she paid me a wee bit in cash and a wee bit in fabric, and I'm a happy camper. We had a good time chatting with each other over the sound of the serger as much as you can, and it was nice. I really enjoyed it. I guess serging is fun if it's not your entire job day after day after day, but if it's just for a little bit to help out a friend, I had a good time at it. Okay, and the last thing I am going to show you, drag the box out and around here, is the Sip and Stitch box from Primrose Cottage. They say wait a week before showing it, and it was released a week ago last Sunday. It'll still go up on Wednesday. So if you don't want to see it, here is your spoiler warning. This is spoilers of spoiling kind for the Primrose Cottage Sip and Stitch box. And it's all kind of here in the box, so I could kind of keep an eye on it. So let's start with, of course, we got our package of flosses to stitch all the wonderful things on. Kind of, I'd say these, while summer colors tend to feel fallish for me, more somber, solemn. We have some finishing bits and pieces, a rickrack, 2 rickracks, the twine, some red fabric, and then in between there you see there's some blue fabric. I haven't opened this up to really spread the fabric out, see what's going on. There is that. We got a cute little home sweet home, notepad with a sheep magnet on the back so you can put it on your fridge, because the fridge needs more notebooks. We have little floss drops with a house engraved on them in 3 colors. The navy, well, it's black and light red and a dark red. There you go for your floss drops. Couldn't remember the word there for a minute. A big red barn for your needle minder. And this adorable little sheep to hang on a project bag or your purse or something. Really, really cute. And here we go. This drinking vessel is a lovely pink mug that says home is where the stitching is. And if you've been paying attention, this is the same design that is on the t-shirts that were in pre-order. The pre-order has closed, and I got notice that my t-shirt had shipped, so yay for that. Alright, now for the patterns. We have home, another in the Sweetly Sayin line. Really cute. There is, let's see, is this one Home Sweet Home? Yep. Home Sweet Home. Cute little design. And then I'll use this to cover that up. It's a wee tiny picture. You can see way down there a pattern for sheeps next to the barn. Cute, cute, cute. That's why I think the kind of neutrally fabric from oh my goodness, brain, where have you gone? From Color and Cotton, I think will be nice for 1 or 2 of these to use as a neutral. The called for fabric is that Murano Lugana, and like I say, or was it the Joblian? Taupe Lugana, yeah, the Murano Lugana. I don't like it at all. Not at all, not one bit, not in the least. Not gonna do it. So there is that. Did we get everything, little cat? Little cat is sitting right here and she is purring. Sometimes I can hear her purring when I'm doing the editing, and I don't know if you guys notice it, depending upon probably if you're wearing earphones or not. So there is that. Okay. I think that's everything, you guys. It has been busy at work. It's probably going to continue to be busy. We got the big stadium fireworks show coming up here on the 4th of July with Brad Paisley, I think, is the headliner. I don't know a single thing about country music, so I have no idea about this dude other than his name is Brad Paisley and he sings country. That's it. All right. Right. I need to pack all this away. I need to go take my Thursday shot and then get to editing. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope the weather is rather nice where you are. It is sunny out there, except half of the state of Utah is on fire, and I hope that my fellow Utahns use the brain they were born with and don't set the rest of the state on fire with fireworks, because there are a certain element that does it, and as an accountant, I really have a hard time picturing buying thousands of dollars in fireworks and then, you know, and setting them off, because that's just burning your money. Why would you do that? The accountant doesn't understand. Anyway, so I hope you're doing okay. We're burning down. The air is awful. It's bad. Anyway, you're doing good. I'm doing good. Princess is doing good. One step forward, one step up, my friends. Kindness costs you nothing. Hugs and stitches, everyone. Bye.